It's over. And no matter how much you want her back or him, it's just over. In this episode, I will give you some tips how you can overcome the shock of a breakup. As a man and as a woman, I give you some tips how you can repair your mindset and how you can get back on track. I also explain why it hurts so much, and I mean actual physical pain, and how an emotional trauma actually affects the physical body. I explain this by referring to evolutionary psychology and to biology. And I also tell you a few episodes from my life as a heartbroken man. So, are you ready? Here we go. Singer songwriter Leonard Cohen once sang, "A man never got a woman back, not by begging on his knees." And this quote is exactly what a woman actually said to me once when I started arguing with her about the end of our relationship when she broke up with me, which in this case actually was a longer process. We would still meet, but the relationship was over. We were just friends, but we were still sleeping with each other from time to time, but the relationship was over. Why would she still sleep with me when the relationship was over? Of course, deep down in my heart, I knew the answer, but I didn't want it to be true because she slept with other dudes, or at least one other dude. So, arguing with a woman about a relationship makes no sense at all. You cannot negotiate desire and you cannot negotiate love. Crying does not help. Begging doesn't help neither, not even on the knees. Men, did you notice that women look the most beautiful when they break up with you? Do you know why this is? So every second woman that ended a relationship with me did it dressed up, wearing perfect makeup, well done hair, etc., looking as good as they possibly could. Do you know why this is? They are doing it to intimidate you, so you won't make much of a drama. Why? They are also doing it because right after they ditched you, they have an appointment with their girlfriends for a ladies' night or a date with another dude. That's why women dress up when they ditch you. Half of the women, however, who ditched me wouldn't even meet me in person to tell me it's over. They just sent a text message. "Sorry, but blah 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 blah. I hope you find someone else that blah blah fits better, blah blah blah." So it became really easy quitting a relationship using WhatsApp, doesn't it? And that hurts even more because it's totally respectless. And the older I become, the more it hurts. At least that's my perspective. And it hurts still. Actually, it hurts even more when they quit with you just writing a text message because it's totally disrespectful. Well, there's a saying, the first cut is the deepest, but I don't believe that this is true. There are cuts that hurt more and cuts that hurt less, but they all hurt. So, what can you do to let go? As I said, you cannot argue with a woman who left you, but you can argue with yourself. Once someone is gone, we tend to remember more of the good things, except when something really bad happened, then the trauma of the negative experience dominates the memory, and it will be even hard to remember the good times. But most of the time, we tend to remember the good things about the partners that ditched us. So before you can actually start arguing with yourself and relocate your mindset into reality in a rational way, you need to let go. You must overcome the shock of the breakup. When a woman leaves you, especially when it's out of the blue, you undergo an emotional shock that will also stress your body, and most likely it comes to a physical stress reaction. So what happens immediately after a breakup is your body kicks into flight or fight mode, caused by the emotional or mental trauma. The body cannot distinguish between a breakup and whether you are being chased by a saber-tooth tiger. That is deep down in our genes. That is coming from evolutionary psychology, because humans have been chased by wild animals for millions and millions of years. The shock after a breakup is basically the same. You are in survival mode. The symptoms are shakiness, trembling, intrusive thoughts, being unable to concentrate, focus, and think clear, and a completely distorted perception of reality, which focuses only on the drama of the breakup and all the associations that you had with this woman or this man. Everything else in the world is irrelevant. You may also have a panic attack and stress out. I once had a panic attack after I met the love of my life again, half a year after the breakup. I saw her and instantly my knees started to shake, my muscles get weak, my heart pumped with like 20 beats per second, and I couldn't breathe. I almost passed out. You know what I did? I ran. I wanted to get away from her as fast as possible. Like back in the days, people would run from saber-toothed tigers or lions or dinosaurs or whatever as fast as they could. Were there dinosaurs when they were humans? I don't think so. So sorry. So back home, I thought, what the hell was that? I just ran away. Well, I just escaped the saber-toothed tiger. So as long as you are in this phase, you cannot do anything about it. You have to just sit it out. But as soon as you are out of that panic mode, out of that survival mode, and as soon as you can think clearly, at least a little bit, your body will start to work within the usual parameters. And then you can start working on your trauma. So before I continue, please, if you like what you hear, please give the video a thumbs up to help with the audience. You can also subscribe to the channel for free to see me again. And if you want to support me, then you can buy me a coffee. The link is in the description. So thanks, your help is very much appreciated. Okay, so among people in love, there is increased activity of the region of the brain that produces neurotransmitter dopamine, which is highly related to a brain-body's reward system. So after a breakup, this area of your brain also gets activated. So you may be likely to be obsessed with this person. You are still obsessed with this person, but you don't get any reward. After the first shock, you may have longer-term symptoms until you dealt with the trauma. And that's why it is important to deal with the trauma as soon as you can. And these symptoms are changes in appetite and sleep. So it's not enough that someone broke your heart. They also let you have an eating disorder or insomnia. So don't let that happen. Try not to change your sleeping habits just because you are heartbroken. Do not sleep during the day because you're depressed. Instead, be especially busy to distract yourself. Eat. Eat like you did before, even when you don't have appetite. So you can meet friends for lunch or dinner if that helps you. Stress hormones lead to a decreased immune functioning, meaning your body is in fact weaker after a breakup and more sensitive to sicknesses, viruses, or actual physical pain. You are, in fact, physically hurt after a breakup. The stress hormones your body creates are so high, they can't be handled. And this is what causes anxiety, worry, fear, exhaustion, and procrastination. Now, when you start to feel ready to deal with the trauma, to let go of that man or woman who left you, you can ask yourself, what are my options? Or what are your options? The first option that you have is the life you have now. A life in pain, suffering, depression, procrastination, and misery. The saber-tooth tiger is long gone, and still you are running away from it. For much longer will you be physically and mentally able to run? The second option is you stop running. Just like Forrest Gump, if you know the movie, he ran and ran and ran and ran. And then suddenly he decided to stop. He had run enough. He turned around and he walked back home. And this is what you should do. Stop running and walk back home. And what is home? It is your healthy and balanced state of mind. The mindset you had before you have even met the one who ditched you. This is the point in time your mind has to shift back to. Who were you before the relationship that in the end destroyed you? Remember what phase of life you were in back then? I don't know, it could be a couple of weeks, it could be years. And try to be that person again. Maybe it helps you to get your old calendar and see what you did in these days. Who was I like 5 months ago or 10 years ago? What did I do? And try to relocate yourself in this position. Try to find yourself again, the one that you were before that relationship. Of course, it's not the same thing anymore, but it is an approach to your healthy mindset. What helps me after a breakup is, believe it or not, I remember all my other breakups. So I remember that all the other breakups have been very, very painful as well. But I got over them, and at some point I fell in love again, just to sooner or later have my next breakup. But every time I had a breakup, I thought, okay, this is the worst day in my life. But then other worst days come, and well, it gets a little bit easier over time, because you know that you will get rid of the pain, but as long as you're in pain, it always hurts. Okay, so I don't know. What do you think? What do you do to overcome a breakup? Let me know in the comments. And as I said, if you'd like to see me again, please hit subscribe to join the channel for free. And that's it for today. Sorry to talk about such depressing things all the time. I think I will do a more fun episode next time. Okay, that's it. Goodbye.